What is good, everyone? I've decided to record this video for everybody because there's been a lot of talk about marketing and branding, and there's loads of stuff that's always online. And I always find that people go to the usual generic things about how you should push a brand and how you should do certain marketing techniques. And it's always to do with like consistency posting, times a day you should be posting, make sure you're really in front of the camera and so on and so forth. But I don't really find that there's a lot of practical advice for companies out there to actually take like a strategy and then go and try it. So I basically wanted to fix that by creating this. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a situation which we like to work with, which is to do with like lead funnels via meta ads, and then I'm also going to talk about content. I don't know why these guys' profile picture is not showing up. There you go. TikTok, am I right? Okay, cool. So these guys are where I'm going to start because it's a really practical way to show you how to create content that people are actually going to be watching on social media nowadays. So Splash Maps are an e-commerce brand. They create fabric maps rather than paper ones, and they're basically trying to break into the adventure habit world and expand what they've been doing. They've been around for 12 years. They've been working with the military. They've been working within schools, working with loads of people who are increasing their adventure habit, and they're a great business. They just didn't have any social presence really, and they weren't even on TikTok back in November. So end of November, beginning of December, we started their TikTok campaign. So you can see there's literally not a lot of videos on there, and it was all kind of sporadic. Like this one got 14,000 views, which was great because it was all kind of around the Black Friday sale stuff. So anyway, without going too hard into Splash Maps and their story, I just want to show you the fact that like these guys in a month have got 1,000 followers. They got 6.3 thousand likes. That'll probably go up during the course of this video, and 54 following. That's because of this video over here. It's got 70,000 views, and this is pretty much the way that you want to use videos nowadays, or the way that you want to create content nowadays for socials. First of all, is understand the platform you're posting on, and secondly, there's like a few tips and tricks that I'm about to talk about now. So when you click on this video,
so when you get a splash map,
I'm going to mute David for the moment. So this is David, the owner. Basically, what I talked to him about was the fact that we needed to get a content that went out about benefits and features of the specific product he's talking about, but in such a way that you're maybe just talking to a mate. So the whole point was like, I've got a laptop stand here for a moment, and if I was to talk about this laptop stand, I wouldn't be talking to you when I'm doing sales. People get in their head with social media that they need to sell this product to somebody, so they need to be like, oh, this is the greatest laptop stand that's ever been created. It looks so sleek, it looks so smooth, it's a great color because it matches the Mac, and they start talking about the product so much that they stop actually forget about why somebody would buy this in the first place. So for me, it's, mate, you should buy this because I can fit it to any laptop because I can adjust it here. It's the same color as my Mac, and it keeps my desk tidy. There you go, it's great. It was awesome. Also, it cost 20 quid and it was from Amazon, so I got it next day. There you go, job done. That's all people really want to know. So that's essentially what I did when I worked with David with this was, look, just tell people why they'd be using this map rather than like a normal map. Like, what is the point in even buying a splash map? That was the very first thing. Once we've written those kind of ideas down, the second thing is how this video was actually filmed. So first things first is you can see it's high quality. So we shot this on our A7 IIIs. We made sure the angle was right. You've got a bit of bokeh in the background, which is blur. He's in a really good focus field. You can see his eye line sits kind of top third of the video. He's talking about the product's in hand, so he's showing about it. We've got captions on screen to show people, and obviously when you're viewing this on a phone, you'd have your likes and your comments and everything on this right hand side, and then all your caption, and when you click on your caption it covers up this kind of area. So this kind of dead zone has been kind of left out with regards to the captions and what David's doing. So when he's talking about the product, we then cut to B-roll showing off the product as well. So again, it's really high quality. But the main thing is, and it's not showing it on the desktop version rather than like a phone version, but we essentially start the imagery with this clip here. So it's quite like engaging straight away. Like the very first second of the video is that, and then it cuts into David talking about why a splash map is something that people would want, and we go straight into it. The thing about that is, and this is what's so important about this, is your very, very first 3 seconds of that video needs to sell the next 5 seconds. The next 5 seconds needs to sell the next 10, and then the 10 sells however long the video wants to be. So this video in total is 1 minute 30, but the reason it will be popping off online at the moment is because the watch time will be higher than all the other videos he did. So people will have watched it till maybe around this area before leaving, which means that the algorithm's now telling, after the first band of people, it's telling the second band of people, hey, you might like this content. And if the second band of people are watching that much of the video as well, it will then go out to a third band of people, and that's when you start seeing stuff going viral. So the thing is about content when you're creating it for social media is, the few tips there, because I've just kind of word vomited at you. The first 3 seconds need to sell the next 5, the next 5 need to sell the next 10, and you need to essentially understand that when you're putting content out there, the very first band of people is usually followers and maybe some new people. The second band of people is more new people, less followers, and then the third band is nearly no followers, it's just all new people. So that's how the algorithms kind of stack, and it's because of TikTok that that's how it works. So when you're creating content, especially a video, be this for a service or a product or whatever, you don't have to break the wheel or go crazy with regards to the content that you're creating. You know, like I'm in Spaces at the moment, there's literally woods out the back of Spaces. I needed this to look like a UK woodland. So me and David one Friday morning literally walked into the woods with the camera, set up, and I got him to literally with this same mic talk to camera about his product, and we made sure that understanding all of these different factors is why I could create this strategy to create this content. And then it's also in the edit. So the way that we edited it with regards to knowing what clips to put where, it's also about creating this content for years and years and years. So by the time we come to create this piece of content, I almost can just describe it to you as if it's quite easy, but it's all about maintaining the brand, and it's all about maintaining that specific copy and talking about that product and having that very obvious service or material that you're trying to get to people in the video very obviously. So I'm kind of waffling there, but essentially knowing your copy. So like I said, they're going on about the product, the benefits, the features, talking exactly about what it is, showing off the product, how it's being used straight away, having something engaging within the first 3 seconds, selling the next 5 seconds, which sells then the next 10, and so on and so forth. And then on top of that, it's then quality. So things I've probably taken for granted, it's color graded really well. We've, you know, the lighting's good because it's outside, so it's natural lighting, but we dialed in the camera so there's no like overexposure. It doesn't look bad, it looks crisp. Then the audio is really, really good. So we've got nice audio coming from a mic, as well as some like underlying music as well to keep people interested. And the shots are snappy and quick and engaging. We've got captions on the video as well. So if anybody's watching it in silent, they can read along and still watch what he's saying and talking about. So it's like multi-user interfaced. So it's interesting because this video might not have blown up. Like there's nothing to tell me that this video was going to blow up on socials, but those are the theories into why we create content. Because you got here, David's doing something very similar, but the nuances are subtly different, because here he's talking straight away, Boston, this is your last chance to get free tickets to the, if you're not to do with Boston, you're probably just going to swipe past, so on and so forth. The clip hasn't changed as well. So this is David talking, David talking, David talking, David talking, David talking. We got to, there you go, 4 seconds before the frame jumps, but it's still David talking. Whereas if you look on this one, like I said, I don't know why it's showing it on desktop like this. The very first clip is David doing this, and then it goes straight into this. So when you get a splash map, and it's when you get a splash map, it's not, so when people get splash maps, it's not third person, it's first person. So when you get a splash map, this is what you expect. And then, you know, so within the first 3 seconds, we've had 2 separate shots of 2 different things going on, and as soon as it cuts there, 2 seconds in, it's also cut to another bit. He's talking about the material, super sharp. This is because we started the business, we need a blah, blah, blah. So like he's going on to talk about what he's talking about, but within that, you know, we're 10 seconds in and we've already had 6 or 7 different frames on the screen. Again, David's eye line is sat at the top here. I literally used a ruler on Premiere Pro to draw this out, and he's showing the product off the whole time he's talking. So these are the things that probably contributed to this video going like a lot more viral in the way that it did compared to other ones. And like at the beginning of this video, it was at 70.1, I think. It's now 70.6. So we've got another 500 views in the 9 minutes it's taken me to talk to you guys about this. He's got another follower. So it's just the power of social media. And the reason I wanted to do this video is just to give some just intense, really quick information on how you can create content for socials, because I've seen so much generic things nowadays talking about branding and marketing, and it doesn't hit all of these different factors in a row. If you do this every single time, your probability of getting out to people is so much higher than if you're doing everything that I see people talking about. Because the thing is, people aren't practitioners, and that's fine. Like, I for one am just happy that people are trying and going out there and trying to succeed. Like for me, I came from the music industry, and the whole point was getting on social media to talk to people about what we wanted to do, because we didn't want to work like real jobs. We were all musicians who wanted to play on a band and play on stage and do all that. So when we now start working with businesses, we can take all of that mindset and that drive to market to people and understand how people consume content, and we can put that into the content now. A lot of people haven't gone through that experience, and they're trying their best to try and get bits and pieces here and there across the internet, and unfortunately a lot of people haven't lived it, so they're just kind of going off of what they know, and it's not really working. But anyway, enough about other people. This is a good strategy, trust me with it. Go get some content shot like this for your business. So that is, first things first, is like how to create a video and how to create a video that does well. I'm now actually going to talk about our current marketing strategy, which is to do with getting leads for a business. So IntegraPay is my friend's business here. He does payment solutions for companies. So essentially he does payment terminals. It's very, very obvious here on the screen. He's got a nice hero image that we designed for him. We got some nice text just to show you, like, essentially he does card readers, but he also does payment links. And basically he can offer as low as 0.39% on people's payments. So like if you've got a card reader, usually Stripe will do like 1.6, 1.4% maybe fees. And if you're taking, 6 figures a month, that's a lot of money then to be given away. So Harry can sort you out to basically make sure it's cheaper. So anyway, we basically built this one-page landing page. So you've got all the branding nice and clear here. Pay less, keep more. As you scroll down, it's nice and visual. It looks very good. It talks about the different benefits of the business, yada, yada, yada. Nice contact form right at the bottom there. It all looks great. So once we've built our landing page, we then have integrated a quote building tool so that the customer journey for someone is, if they do like the idea of this and they've been given the information, they're going to click build your quote here or that one on the side, and they basically can go through, start your calculation, go through a questionnaire, and at the end of it, you're able to then book in a sales meeting with Harry to actually talk about the product and so on and so forth. So my job is to obviously build the website. So if anybody's watched my LinkedIn content before, they'll see I've talked about how to build a landing page. Nice hero image, everything looks nice, clean cut, looks really good. IntegraPay, we got a hook, we talk about what it is, and then you've got call to action. So we've obviously gone for this quote building tool as a call to action. I think it looks a lot more professional. It's a lot easier to book people to book your sales calls. So we've set that all up, and my job is to get him those bookings with the sales calls. So the way we've done it is we created this website, and then I've then gone and created some social media content with him and basically ran it as meta ads. Now, a lot of people would probably go run it as LinkedIn ads, but they're a little bit more expensive than meta ads, so I went straight in meta ads. I'll explain why. So first things first is I've got my first sales video, and for those who don't understand meta ads, you've got campaigns, you've got your ad set, and then you've got your actual ads itself. So I'll explain those 3 in 2 seconds, but you can see here he's had 6 website conversions. Now the website conversions, and this is where it gets really interesting, is on this homepage, what I've done is I've implemented between Meta and the website a pixel. And for those who don't know what a pixel is, it basically tracks whatever's happening on your website and tells Facebook what's happening and whether it's worked or not. So I've set the conversion ratio here and here as a purchase signal, and then all the way back down here, I've set all of this and these as leads. So essentially, I can be told whether people are, basically if the ads are working, and the ad will then get better with this pixel data. So it's very, very important to integrate the pixel. It is also a bit of a ball ache if you've never done it before, and if you haven't, drop me a message and I can give you a hand with that. But essentially, what I then do is I've created, similar to David, I've created some videos, which you can see here with Harry straight off the bat, 3 seconds gone, and he's already told everybody what he does, and he's already hooked them in, where he's creating a problem for the person, and then he's talking about how he's going to save it. So there's a certain way to offer stack when you're doing videos like this, and I can go through, again, like message me if you want any hands with this or you want help with it, and I can give you a shout and I can like show you how we offer stack. But basically, we've then offer stacked, made sure there's loads of different quick cuts. We've obviously added the captions on screen, it's great. And you can see here, the average view rate kind of drops off dramatically after about, it says there, 2 seconds on the screen, 28% of videos play and so on and so forth. So only 25% get past the 8-second mark. And then you can see here, no data at all after the 24 seconds or so on and so forth, which is fine because we're by the end of it anyway. So for me, That's fine. Video average play time 2 seconds. It's an ad. It's fine. It is what it is. Hook rate's 19%. Hold rate 4.3%. These averages, like, I mean, this is usually about 10% if it's not a good video. 1,300 video plays. Cool. I can see here my demographics. And this is how I've then set up the ad. And I can go into like Facebook ads and how we set them up separately in a minute. The reason I just want to, I'm kind of giving you like a brief overview of how we set up lead funnels. But essentially, what we do is within our campaign, we understand, are we running a traffic ad or a sales ad? Now, if you're in marketing, trust me when I say this, you want to be running traffic ads to build your pixel data. And I mean, if you're in any business and you're trying to run Facebook ads for the first time, run traffic ads for pixel data, which is why I've got Harry's traffic ads here, because brand spanking new business, brand spanking new Facebook, brand spanking new social, everything's new. Literally, we launched all of this on Thursday last week, and I'll come over to those metrics in a minute, which is really cool. But essentially, when you're setting this stuff up, traffic ads are really good for building pixel data, and then your sales ads are what you want to be running for your conversions. So once I've set that up in campaigns, so I've gone for like sales ad, for instance, here, your ad set is then who you're targeting, where you're targeting, that sort of thing. And then your ads are the actual ad itself. So obviously we had the video there with Harry, and then we've got, you'll see here, I split it so it's 3 different videos. They're all the same video, but with different text. So I then went away, wrote out 6 to 7 different text copies, chose 3 of the best ones, and now we run them with the same video with 3 different texts. The reason we do that is because then we can see which one is working. So this is called split testing. We then look at which one is working. So you can see this one I turned off because it failed to deliver. So there might have been something wrong with the text. And then you can see here that text number 5 is getting so much better results. You know, £4.93 per lead, and its website purchases of 4. You've had 4 button clicks compared to the 2 on the other one. So that for me means that tomorrow I'll probably turn off text 3 and we'll just triple down on text 5. The reason you do this is because there's so many different testing phases, and I'll go into meta ads a little bit more clearly, but there's so many different testing phases when you're running ads. But that is the thesis, basically, is when you run your sales ad, you run it to a specific type of audience, you run one specific type of content, and you split the copy into multitudes, see which copy works great. Then you take back, run a different set of content, run that copy in that copy style, see if that works. If it doesn't, split test the copy, so on and so forth. So it's a huge testing phase to go through it. But if you look at the traffic campaign as well, this one's got 43 landing page views, and we've had some people fill out the form, which is really, really cool, because that has now started generating leads as well. So although it's traffic and its only job is to build pixel data for the type of people who'd convert, it has actually converted into leads, which is so awesome. And this has all been done on Meta. This has not been done on like LinkedIn, so it's pretty cool. We then go through our ad set, like I said, who the type of people are, where the location is going to be, and then we're literally running one traffic ad, and the ad is different. It's subtly different, but the way that we talk about it is basically, this is literally Harry saying like, hi, I'm Harry, and you see like the view time is way better, but you basically have like, hey, I'm Harry, I'm the founder of IntegraPay, I created IntegraPay because, so it's a bit of like legacy content, and you can see here the hook rate is so much more, the hold rate is so much more, but at the end of the day, you know, look, you see like over 65, so people who are kind of in the older age range might be sat watching this a little bit longer because they want to see what you're talking about. But again, it's slightly different type of text, it's different copy, all that sort of thing. We only run it once because all we're doing is building pixel data. So I'm not going to go into that too hard. Now, talking at 1,000 miles an hour, here is how to understand some metrics that I'm talking about that are on screen right now. So for instance, the traffic campaign, like I said, 43 landing page ads, and we've spent £11.43 in February. So if I go back to when this actually launched, because this launched Wednesday the 29th, I think. So if we go to there, we'll see all of the data. Yeah, there you go, cool. So essentially, we've spent £92. We've had 15 website purchases. So that's 15 clicks to the quote page via the Facebook ads, 58 landing page views. So then it can start going down like a cost per result. So you can start seeing that sort of thing. But for me, that's huge. Like 15 people clicking the quote page off the back of not even £100 spend. And that is why this strategy just works so well. And Facebook as well, still learning, because this is a brand new account. So things aren't going incredibly well just yet, and yet we're still getting the results which we want to. And like I said, yeah, you can see clearly there. I'm actually going to do it whilst I'm on video here. I'm going to turn that off because text 5 is clearly outperforming text number 3. And a lot of people would then say, well, if you're still getting results, why would you turn it off? The whole point of split testing is because now the amount of budget I've set here, which is £10 a day, has now doubled down on text 5. So we're going to have basically whatever it's been doing at the moment, £10 daily, it says there, it's spent £40. So imagine if you spent £100, in theory you should have 22. Like, I know it doesn't really work like that with ads, but in theory you should, which is why you like put more money into the machine if it's working. So essentially, that is how we run our lead flow. So we've got really, really good website. We then create the content based on, and also here you can see like all the Google Analytics stuff here. So like total clicks, I don't know what this is, last 30 days there. Total users, total sessions, total impressions. So that's all coming from Google, which is really cool. So I can see here, like on the site kit, you can see as soon as we started launching things, obviously things started kicking off. I can see where they're coming from, organic socials, direct, organic search, referral. I can see the locations it's coming from. Obviously it's heavy United Kingdom because that's the thing we're aiming for, and you can see the different devices that use it. And interestingly enough, mobile is the biggest one. So we've optimized the site to make sure it's optimized for mobile. But yeah, so you can see the big thing that we do here is landing page. You then want to create really high quality video content because video always has the best conversion ratio. You then want to create it in the same format that I've talked about in that Splash Maps video. So you want to talk about your 3-second hook, your 3, 5, 10 ratios, about how you can get people to stick along. You want to talk about your messaging a lot better. And then it's going in and integrating your pixel to your Facebook ads. Once you've integrated your pixel to your Facebook ads, you can then run Facebook ads. And we can all do this. We can get this up and running. I mean, we can get it up and running pretty quickly for a lot of companies. Like, you know, Harry's one with IntegraPay. I think we got started within 2 weeks. So it's all down to whether you know all your offer value and all your copy and all your like targeting in terms of like the pay less, keep more sort of stuff. I can help you with that as well. So we do a lot of strategy here and a lot of scripting. And then it's just filming the video, then it's getting it to edit. The things that slow it down is if there's integrations. So like, Harry's was a completely brand new company, so I was able to build his landing page. I was able to set everything up from scratch, so there was no problems. But a lot of people have like passwords and logins with like old people from a company, and you've got to dig them out, and then a pixel's not being set up correctly, so you've got to then unwire that and then rewire all that stuff back together, and it's a little bit of a pain. But we can do this, and we managed to do this in what we call our 6-week sprint. So if you are looking to build leads into your business, then do that. If you are struggling or you don't think you can do that, hit me a message and then we can help you with it. If you know how to do some of that, but there's some of the bits that you need help with, give us a shout. We can definitely help you with that as well, because it's what we are doing for a lot of businesses right now. And it is, as you can see with IntegraPay, very, very effective. So hopefully this video is less than 30 minutes. I try to keep it less than 30 minutes. Hopefully it's given you a lot of inspiration or a lot of help with regards to the content and how to market on social media. I'm Nick, founder of 6 Point Media. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Plenty more content to come.